Today I'm going to answer a question that somebody had, let me just get my little band here, about stretching. And I pushed myself away just a little bit so that when I stand up you can see me. But here's one of our bands, small bands. And if I just hang like this, I'm not getting a whole lot of stretch. And that's what a lot of people do in their stretches. They kind of collapse over, or, you know, whatever, I'm getting a stretch in your back. And you will be getting a stretch, but you're not getting your optimum stretch. So if you're spending time stretching, let's get you the optimal stretch. So if this is my muscle, I'm gonna take the opposite end and I'm gonna anchor at both ends and create an oppositional stretch. So now do you see how taut that band is? Now in through the belly of the muscle, that's where we wanna feel the stretch, you're gonna feel your stretch. So let's just take our number 4 stretch. I do this a lot because we're sitting a lot. Sitting and smoking are now in the same danger zone, and we're sitting even more. So you have to make sure you're stretching. You have to make sure you're getting up at least every 30 minutes, drinking lots of water. If you can't do that, then every hour just standing up and moving around. So in my number 4 stretch here, I'm gonna flex my foot and I'm gonna press my ankle down on my knee. So already I'm feeling a lot of stretch. The other part of this is I'm gonna put my hands on my shin. I'm gonna pull myself up so my spine is nice and tall, okay? Now for some people, that's enough. We always wanna go by how are you feeling? Do you feel the stretch? Now I'm gonna lean forward. That's gonna deepen the stretch, okay? So have to make sure you're gonna be different than the person next to you. If there's a person next to you, since we have to keep 6 feet away. Anyway, and come back up. Good. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper. You're going to cross that all the way over. You're going to lift up nice and tall with your opposite hand. So I have my right leg across with my left hand. I'm going to pull myself in even more, and I'm going to stretch and rotate. And now I'm feeling the stretch right out here. And then coming back to center. So really important, always doing both legs. So now your hamstring. Okay, so I'm gonna stand up, gonna move this out of the way, and I just so happen to have a box here. So I'm gonna do my hamstring. I'm gonna put my leg up. Now again, for some people that's a lot of stretch, but if you're flexible or if you are very athletic, we wanna make sure we get the full extent of that. So as I press my heel down, I'm gonna push down on my heel. I'm gonna take my tailbone and I'm gonna pull it back. And now I feel it in the belly of the muscle, much, much more. I don't have to go hanging over my leg, okay? That's not gonna give me personally any stretch. Pulling that hip back, lengthening through that muscle, now I have my stretch. And coming back, always doing both legs. And one more stretch that is a good one for the quad. We're doing so much walking out there, we have to make sure that we're stretching. And you make sure there's a wall or a counter, something to hold on to. I'm gonna hold on here. All right, so now you can see my knees out to the side. I'm gonna turn and face you. My knees out to the side. I'm not in that stretch at all. My knees must be together. I have to be really tall. Now I feel my stretch, okay? Pulling those abdominals in, opening up this hip flexor, because I'm trying to get a little hip flexor. For me, it's more in my quad. Okay, if I wanted to get more hip flexor, I'd let that go back a little bit. No, not for me. I'm not getting anything there. So everybody's body is different. Listen to your body. Do the stretch that's appropriate for you. But remember, anchor it at each side and get that lovely pull through that center of the muscle. Make sure you stretch.